It was a rectangle of toweling, printed with the words, Nagopaline stout builds body.
But does it build any legs or arms or a head? Probably not.
The plastic cover had been smashed by the Pixie's car, revealing a switch.
That doesn't look like a switch to me. It looks more like a, lots of gear is in there. And other switches. More than just a switch.
It was a trap door in the sidewalk. The drain was covered with a grating.
Oh, how degrading of it. That doesn't make any sense. Tonight's stream partially sponsored by Slater, Foster, Grader, Roster, Paternoster. Paternoster, something like that. You wrote it, I just read it out loud. If I don't make it properly, then it's because I don't know how to pronounce things. These things happen, you know.
There was no food on the menu.
How can there be no food on a menu? It's a menu. It's supposed to have some food on it. What kind of a lounge and bar do they have here? It even says in McDevitt's Foods. But they don't have any food. This place sucks. Yeah, pull the grating with your bare hands. Yeah, that works.
I took hold of the grating and pulled hard, but it didn't move.
Yeah, those are meant to stay put.
I tugged at the trapdoor, but it was locked from the inside.
From the inside, huh? Better get down there. I wonder if this works. Why do you suddenly vanish when I try to use it on something? Like that?
I tried to use the keys to lever up the grating, but that wasn't going to happen.
How about the other? I know it's he said that it's locked on the inside, but hey, you never know.
The workman's key was the obvious tool to use to open this trapdoor.
Yeah.
It was specifically designed for a job like this. Unfortunately, there weren't any holes in the trapdoor.
Darn. Well, what are those? What are those? There's 2 holes right there, ready for it to put a key into it and open the doors. Oh well. At least I tried. Wonder if we operate this switch, what happens?
I pushed the switch down, but in doing so it snapped off in my hand.
Whoops. That was not good. Let's go see what it did. What damage did we do? Everything seems to be fine.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Everything okay in here? Can we get another
May I have
beer?
another beer, please?
Yes, please.
Certainly, sir. Same again?
Why not?
Yeah, please. How is this stuff made?
That's the secret of the master brewer, sir.
Uh-huh.
Each barrel is lovingly manhandled in time-honored fashion, suspended on skillfully tied ropes of the finest hemp, lowered into the cellar, utilizing the forces of original gravity, like manna from heaven.
Huh. That's how you make beer. Or
I'm sorry, but the pump appears to be broken.
yeah,
I could fix it for you.
I don't think so. This is a job for a professional electrician.
but
Oh,
we
well,
are.
At least the glass washer is still working.
You had to say it.
It's not my idea, is it?
No. But we are.
It just so happens I'm an electrician.
Uh-huh.
Check out my credentials.
Well, no. Isn't that marvelous? Here's a house bedeviled with faulty wiring of a wayward nature. Here's you, an electric man, with a little plastic card to prove it.
Yes.
I still want to see what you can do before I let you touch me beer pumps. You can make a start on the glass washer.
Sure. We'll get to it right away.
When you finish that, will you take a look at the pumps?
Well, that's what we're supposed to do. You said that we're not gonna take a look at the pumps until we have fixed the glass washer. It's kind of redundant there of you saying that we should take a look at the pumps after we deal with this. Because that was your statement, that we should deal with this first.
I couldn't see anything obviously wrong with the machine. I figured it must be the wiring. It was an electrical plug attached to the glass washer. I used all my knowledge of electrical engineering to examine the plug. Seemed fine to me. There was nothing physically wrong with the glass washer.
So we gotta do something with the wiring. How about we put some wire into the wiring? That usually works, right? Temporarily, at least.
I replaced the fuse with a piece of wire. I knew it was dangerous, but I was desperate enough to disregard everything I knew about standard safety precautions. Excuse me, Mr. Leary. I fixed your glass washer, no problem.
Bingo! And a blessing to all the saints. A free half pint to that man, on the house. Now, could you take a look at the beer pumps?
Well, I guess so, but I'm not making any promises.
If you can't fix them, I'll have a riot on me hands.
The pumps are in the cellar, right?
That's right. You'll find a flashlight down there somewhere.
Oh, gee, thanks. Don't just point it out to me. Just tell me it's somewhere. Yeah, at least we can get down there now.
What a dumb place to store a flashlight. A dark cellar.
Indeed.
The only way I was going to find anything down there was to feel around.
Hopefully we don't feel anything dangerous.
My hand closed on a long metal rod.
A flashlight?
I pushed the lever and heard the grating of metal, but nothing appeared to happen.
Well, we'll get some light in here. We cannot find a flashlight for the life of us, but we'll get some light in there. Because I do know what that did. First, let's call Nicole and tell her that the murderer was here.
Allô? Couleur? J'écoute.
Nico?
Who is this?
It's me, George. Are you okay?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, take care. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, thanks for calling, George. Any
You're-
signs of our friend the clown?
Yeah,
You're kidding. You probably never even heard of Lochmarn.
we saw him kill a guy. Or at least that's what our young man outside told us. That there was a guy in a pixie suit driving a Ferrari. Or a Lamborghini. Or just a very fancy sports car. Nico, it's your cousin. Let's go bowling.
I lifted the trap door, and an overpowering smell of stale beer rose from the cellar below. I looked down on a stone-tiled floor. Way too far to jump.
Well, we know how to get to the cellar. Hello, Merlin.
Excuse me.
There was a nasty
Khan.
feeling in my guts I usually associated with light opera. It was Khan. What's the problem?
Did you see what happened here a few minutes ago?
What was that?
A man was involved in an unfortunate accident.
Really?
I didn't see anything.
What about the boy?
He doesn't know anything either. The kid, well, you know how it is in these rural communities. Not enough genes to go round. I prayed McGuire had the sense to keep his mouth shut.
He did.
Was the guy hurt bad?
He's been taken care of, but he thinks he dropped a small parcel. You didn't happen to find it, did you?
No.
If I had, I would have taken it to the police.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, we met our killer. In the flesh. Without a costume. Nice purple suit, I have to say. Dresses very fancily for a murderer. Nico, it's your cousin. Let's get pissed. Let's get drunk. Let's go party. Ah, Roman. Don't we just love him from GTA 4? No, actually we don't, because he keeps calling us while we're doing stuff.
Allô? Couleur. J'écoute.
Nico?
Who is this?
It's me, George. Are you okay?
Yes, of course I am.
Well, take care. I'll be back soon.
Yeah, thanks for calling, George. Any signs of our friend the clown?
Yeah, he turned up dressed as a pixie.
What? Did he see you?
He came back and talked to me.
Oh, you're crazy, George. The killer knows who you are.
Relax. It wasn't me he was after. It was Pilgrim's Gem.
And that's the phone call. The phone calls are so weird in this game. I mean, seriously, they just end without them saying goodbye, and pretty much George said goodbye even it just doesn't make any sense. At least now we can see down here, and there is definitely a gem and a
Then I
flashlight.
noticed a flash of light. Something sparkling beneath the open trap door.
It was Pilgrim's Gem.
It was Pilgrim's Gem, all right. A large, uncut blue stone. As I held it aloft, I realized the fascination it could command. I guess I was already under its spell.
Did you find it?
What?
Whatever you was looking for.
Yeah. Listen, McGuire. I want you to keep this to yourself.
No problemo. Just chuck us up a crate of lager.
No way. You're not old enough.
We can sell it and make some cash.
Forget it, kid. I couldn't betray Mr. Leary's trust.
I could, for sure. That old misery guts deserves it.
Yeah, sure.
If you want to do me a favor, keep a lookout for that guy in the suit.
Okay. But it'll cost you a packet of chips.
Oh, and shout if you see that Ferrari. It was a couple of paper sacks filled with trash.
Why would somebody put trash into the cellar?
I searched the trash, but there was nothing useful there.
At least they have a lot of kegs with beer.
It was a rusty faucet. The faucet creaked, coughed, and spewed out a stream of rusty-colored water.
Yeah. Nasty.
I shut off the faucet as tight as I could, but it kept on dripping.
Don't you just hate that? Dripping faucets?
It was a bunch of cleaning materials. It was a calendar with a faded photograph of a prize-winning carp.
A fishing calendar. Fancy that.
I looked among the cleaning materials, but saw nothing I could use.
Well, I guess there's nothing that we need here right now. And hopefully our fixing the wires or fixing the fuse doesn't blow the whole thing up here. And dude, you should really go to a doctor if you keep sneezing up like that all the time. Crazy old man. There's still one place to investigate around here, and that is the castle itself. But first we need to get rid of this guy, because he won't let us climb this.
Get away, you silly noodle! Can't you see the load's unstable?
Hi, it's me again.
So I see. What now?
Did you happen to see a red sports car down on the road?
I caught a glimpse of a flash of red on the hill and heard the racket. Sure, it was an awful noise. A sports car, you say?
A Ferrari.
A Ferrari, to be exact.
That's
A
what I was...
racing car. And what was it doing here? The poor fella must have been lost.
Well, not really. He drove over somebody.
The driver of the Ferrari was involved in an accident.
Is that so?
Yeah, he knocked somebody down outside the bar.
What an idiot! How could a thing like that happen?
He was traveling too fast.
So fast, he ran right under the car.
I mean, the car was traveling too fast.
But you'd have thought the idiot could have heard it coming.
Well, not really. He was busy running away, scared. Zop, Turkin.
Maybe you know the guy who was hit by the Ferrari. His name is Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, I know him all right. That's me nephew, the idiot responsible for the stacking of my hay cart. Was he killed by the car?
Oh, no. But he has been abducted.
Well, that's a relief now.
A relief that he's been adopted? What an uncle.
Aren't you going to look for your nephew?
What for? From what you say, it's too late.
Well, you could report the matter to the police.
Better not. Besides, what could they do?
Well, they could mount a search.
They have only the one bicycle between them. In a question of superior acceleration, I'd put me money on the Ferrari.
You're not even concerned for his health, are you?
I think you ought to know exactly what Sean has gotten himself into.
I'm not sure I want to know.
But you're his uncle. His own flesh and blood.
You're right, but what can I do? If I'm not here to guard it, some idiot might try to climb the haystack.
No.
What a moral dilemma. Stay here and guard this potentially lethal agricultural construction, or to go off in search of the prodigal nephew, the very man responsible for said hazard? It'll need some thinking about.
Why, there's no problem.
You're right. Why didn't I think of it before? We'll demolish the haystack.
No, that's not an answer.
You don't have to demolish the haystack to go look for Sean. I'll stay here in your place and warn anyone who's silly enough to climb it.
Marvelous. I think I should start me inquiries in the bar.
Yeah, you do that. Best place to start. Get a few drinks first.
He strode off in the direction of McDevitt's bar, leaving me to contemplate the stack of hay.
Well, nothing to contemplate. Let's just climb it. It's easy as that. Because we need to get inside the castle. Almost there.
The stack of hay stopped, short of the top of the wall. Even if I stretched as far as I could, the wall was out of reach. What I needed was a slice or two of Alice's Wonderland.
Alice's Wonderland? You mean drink me? I don't think you would want that, because you would get heavier and then you would surely make the haystack fall. What you would need is some rope, and a grappling hook, some Mission Impossible music.
Above my head was a gap in the wall where the massive stones had fallen away.
Nope. Can't climb it.
There was a narrow crack between two of the stones where the centuries-old mortar had crumbled away. I pushed my fingers into the narrow crack. It went back several inches into the rock.
It gives me an idea. I remember I was stuck on this for a long time.
I inserted the end of the lifting key in the mortarless crack and gave it a firm shove. It remained lodged in the wall, jutting out to form a step.
I never thought of doing that when I played this game for the first time. So there's the ghost of the place. A very angry looking goat.
It was the fiercest, meanest-looking old goat I'd ever laid eyes upon.
Question is, how the heck did it get here? At least we know how it's alive. It keeps eating all this. Yeah, it's Goatikins! Ooh. Although Goatikins is cute, not angry or old. Well, it kind of depends on what kind of a skin I have for him, so he can be old, because there is an old goat. That's a skin in Goat Simulator. Now, let's see. And we need to go down there, so let's go. Yeah, nothing bad's gonna happen. Or maybe something really bad is gonna happen. Stupid goat. Well, somebody must have brought him here because he's tied up to this place. George? You okay? Yeah, you're fine.
Hey, Billy. The animal fixed on me with an evil glare. Behind the malice and resentment, there was a cool intelligence. How you doing, boy? I felt as threatened as I'd been by the assassin and his goons in Paris.
And his name is not Billy, it's Godikins. Damn, man. It's quick. Really quick. How did you do this? I need to move this first. But I can't move it if he keeps, Shine a light on him. No. Shake his hoof. Although they don't have hooves, they have cloves. Show the pretty gem. Make it laugh. Let him hit you. Get up. Come on, fast, fast, fast. Go, 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 go. Yes. That's how it was. And now he's stuck.
The rope by which the goat was tethered had become tangled on the old plowshare.
Poor goat.
Hey, Billy. The goat responded with a cool and penetrating stare.
Well, at least we can freely go down here. Don't worry, I'll free you from your predicament. Stupid goat. Just gotta take care of things first. Well, this definitely doesn't look like an ordinary place.
The bench had probably been used by Pegram and his archaeological team. There was a pattern of 5 holes arranged on the wall. They'd been drilled there deliberately. Behind the altar was a carved panel decorated with animals, birds, and plants.
Interesting. Can we operate this? Nope.
I tried in vain to move the panel.
How about this whole thing?
I placed my fingers and thumb into the holes in the wall. Nothing happened.
Guess you need to have something else to open it. And we're gonna find it. Eventually.
The sack contained a fine white powder. As I dipped my fingers into the soft white powder, I realized what it was. Plaster of Paris. I'd used it in kindergarten to make casts of animal paw prints.
Cool. Now, how do you do this? There should be a statue around here somewhere that I need.
I placed
it's right
my
there.
fingers.
It's right there. Didn't
It was a
notice.
statue which had fallen from its place on the wall. 5 fingers of stone projected from the back of the carving. The statue was too heavy to lift. It overbalanced into the sand.
That's one heavy statue.
As I swung the stone upright, I noticed it had left a pattern of holes in the sand. The 5 fingers on the back of the statue had left their impressions in the fine sand.
If it's fine sand, it wouldn't leave impressions because fine sand flows. So that's pretty much just dirt.
It was a handful of plaster left in the castle by Pegram's archaeology team.
Well, let's put it into those holes.
I sprinkled the plaster on the sand until the holes were filled.
And now we pick it up.
I smoothed the plaster level with the sand. It was my first experience of home improvement.
Now we need to get it to, you know, hardened. And just wishful thinking is not gonna work. We're gonna need something with it. In this case, water. And how do we get water? Well, we've got the faucet at the bar cellar.
The farmer was drinking and chatting with his pals as if nothing had happened.
Of course.
Maybe abduction had replaced cattle raiding as their national pastime.
Probably. Or he just doesn't care.
Hello.
Hello there. Let me introduce you to my pals.
We know them.
We've already met.
Yup.
I want you to know you have my sympathy.
Oh, it's just terrible, awful.
And
It's the worst news I heard all day.
Let's top the bad news all right for this week and the next.
The whole year.
It's worse than that. It's the worst disaster in living memory.
sure.
Isn't it the biggest calamity in the history of the village?
I don't think you're talking
I would
about.
say it's the biggest in the history of Ireland.
They're not
The
talking
most
about.
awesome disaster since mankind paddled out of the primal
They're not
power.
talking about the abduction.
There's no beer.
Told you. Should have known.
What about Sean? Why aren't you out looking for him?
There's no point in launching an ill-equipped expedition to save the lad. In a life or death situation, preparation is essential.
Maybe you can check the hospital.
That's why I slipped in here.
What a point.
Of course.
Is a glass of beer more important than a man's life?
To an Irishman? Yes.
Were you talking to me?
To all of you. Sean Fitzgerald has met with God knows what, and all you can do is drink.
Sean has gone for a ride in a flash car, that's all. Why don't you calm down and join us?
No, I got business to
I
take
gotta
care
go.
of. Lots of business to take care of and a mystery to solve. No time for more pints. Besides, you already said there's no beer. And also, we needed to. He said that we should come down here to fix the pumps. I haven't seen any pumps down here. But then again, we don't care. Now, there's no bucket or anything to take the water with us.
The faucet creaked.
Yeah, we know. Ugly looking water.
I held the towel under the faucet and soaked it with water. I shut off.
Better close the faucet. Don't want to be wasteful. Besides, don't want to be rude. So, let's use water on this fine plaster.
The trickle of water was quickly absorbed by the plaster.
Let's wait for a few moments.
A lump of hardened plaster lay on the sand at my feet.
Oops.
The plaster cast was a pretty neat replica of the back of the stone, complete with protruding fingers.
So let's open this
I
door.
eased the solid piece of plaster from the sand. Underneath, it had formed a perfect copy of the statue.
And put it in place.
The hardened plaster cast fitted snugly into the 5 matching sockets. There was a soft thud, then silence.
Groovy. A secret passageway. Let's see what we find. At least we have a flashlight thanks to the bar. It's a wall. Do they have a brazier here? Montfaucon. Back in Nico's apartment. No, don't drop frames now.
So, where did you stay last night?
At McDevitt's. I got to drinking with Doyle and a couple of the guys.
That explains why you look so ill today. Did you get any sleep at all?
Not much. I had to share the room with another guy.
Great.
Did he snore?
Hardly. He was dead,
Ugh.
And you say Pigram has disappeared?
without a trace. But my visit wasn't a complete waste of time.
Pigram's gem?
The Templars gem. Whoever Jacques Marquet is, he's in for a disappointment.
Jacques Marquet?
He's the guy who should have collected the gem from Fitzgerald.
I've been reading about Pigram in this magazine.
The media got its claws on him.
Yeah, if I was his agent, I'd get him to lose the pipe.
So Peeker was a popular guy, I guess.
That dig must have been pretty important to him. He resigned his chair at Durham University to go to Ireland. And now he's disappeared.
Isn't that what always happens? When you get a big expedition.
See what you can find out about Professor Pegram.
I'll speak to the university. What are your plans?
I want to find out who, what, or where Montfaucon was. All I've got to go by is the name and a picture of a hanged man.
When also swords on the tapestry. And I know I said brazier when I made brazier. You know, those bowls with hot coals in them to provide light. English, not my first language, so give me a break. I sometimes I just pronounce things in the wrong way, in the wrong way.
What do you know about Professor Pegram?
I've seen a television program, Pigram's Past. He's written a book, The Crusader Families of Ireland.
So he was really into the Crusaders then. Makes sense then when he goes to find some Crusader ruins in Ireland.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
So we have this now, the gem.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. That's the tripod in the Croon Museum.
So if we get the both things, that's the problem solved with the first picture, I guess? Who knows?
Do you want this photograph back?
No, you keep it. I can always make another print.
I can't sit here all day, much as I'd like to.
Okay. Don't forget to look for Lobino at the Croon Museum.
We
And why
won't
don't you see
forget.
if Rosso has heard anything?
Okay. Anything else I can do for you while I'm out? Shopping, a trip to the laundromat?
Just take care of yourself.
Nice one, George. Onwards to adventure! Although we have been adventuring all the time, so don't know why there was such a adventurous music playing.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Oh, hi, Sabo.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Yeah, maybe we will see you later, but we won't be talking to you anymore. There's no reason to. No reason to talk with her. So let's go to the police station first, although I don't think Rosso has heard anything, because he did say that he has closed the case. But you never know. It's worth a shot. Excuse us.
Excuse me.
What do you want now?
I'd like to report an assault.
Yes, monsieur? Where is the victim?
I'm the victim. I've been harassed by a pair of thugs.
I see. And where did this alleged assault take place?
Outside the Hotel Ubu. They stopped me as I was leaving and went through my pockets.
Could you describe the suspects, monsieur?
One looked like a gorilla, and the other looked like a weasel. Their names are Flap and Guido.
Bon. I'll get them this time.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair.
Awesome.
Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
Cool. In American movies or something like that, they would have dismissed him like, we're going after a gorilla and a weasel. Ah! They wouldn't have believed us. Isn't that always in American movies that the police are jerks? Usually they are, especially in horror and sci-fi movies. They never believe what people tell them. At least it seems to be the case.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantau.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Oui, oui, monsieur.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Oh, oui, oui. Croissant, beef.
It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo.
So let's see if we can get some info out of Rosso.
What now, monsieur?
Do you know a pair of thugs called Flap and Guido?
I have known those two since they graduated from special school.
Special?
Flap is a nasty piece of work. But Guido is the real brains of the partnership. Where did you hear of them?
I met them out front of the Hotel Ubu. Have you heard of Professor Pegram, the archaeologist?
Molly Pegram? The second son of Lord Barclay Pegram?
Apparently he has
I don't
her.
know. I only read about him in a magazine.
So much for the efficacy of rehabilitation. What has he done this time?
He made an important archaeological find in Ireland.
And then vanished.
Do you know Pegram well?
I have connections with the family, but I wouldn't say I knew him at all.
Is his name really Molly?
Of course not. That was the nickname he was given at school.
Why
All his
Molly?
friends and acquaintances know him as Molly.
Why Molly? Some weird nickname to give somebody.
Ever heard of a guy called Marquet? Jacques Marquet?
Marquet. I know the name well. He has a record for suspected blackmail, kidnapping, arson, and art theft.
An all-rounder, huh? How come he's on the loose?
His bravado is matched only by the courtroom skills of his attorney.
Of course. That's always the case.
Did I show you this photograph?
Oui. You're still convinced he is the killer?
Absolutely.
We even know his name now. We have met him in face to face. We know his voice and everything. We are on to Yukon. Damn it, I should have realized that when he appeared, I should have shouted the Star Trek 2 style. Damn it. Missed a great opportunity there for a stupid joke.
So long, Inspector.
Oh well. Sucks to be me. Will somebody take the clarinet off the microphone? It's blowing too hard. You know, blow hard. My jokes are really failing today, aren't they?
Will SpiderMwa's jokes ever get better or funnier? Tune in next time for the next episode of Broken Sword.